Hey guys, so today I'm doing like a matte, orangey, fall, cozy, like Halloween look. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with my eyes like I always do. I'm going to be using these two palettes today. The one that I'm going to be mostly using is the Ring the Alarm palette by Jaclyn Hill. It's from her Vault collection. And this one just like screams fall. It's so orangey, so warm toned. This is the one that I'm going to be using mostly in the look. And then I have the Yes Please palette by ColourPop. I just need a few of like the transition shades in here. So these ones, these are both super cheap. This one by ColourPop is like $16, and then this one by Jaclyn Hill and Morphe is $15, I believe. So they're both super affordable and they're both really good quality. So I really like them. And so to start my eyeballs, I'm going to prime with just a concealer. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just put this all over my eyelid. So I wore this look to a pumpkin patch last night, and it was very fall, very cute, and I really liked it. So I was testing out a few different like fall orange looks, like orangey looks, and this one was the one that I liked the most. So it's gonna be like pretty matte. I do a lot of like shimmery looks, and so I wanted to do one that was mostly like just matte. Like there are some like satin finishes in there, but like not with like shimmery or glittery look, like eyeshadows in there. So I'm just gonna prime my eyes with my Shape Tape. And then, so I always do my eyes first, just so if there's like fallout, it doesn't mess up the makeup on the rest of my face. So I'm first going to be going into the Yes Please palette by ColourPop. And I'm first just going to set my lid, so I'm going to go into this cream shade up here. And just put it all over. And that shade is called Full Zip. And then for my transition shade, I'm going to be going into Note to Self. It's just this warm toned brown. It's kind of like a satin finish. The other one was matte. And then I just start in the outer corner and blend in. So fall is definitely my favorite time of year. Like 100%. I would rather have it be fall all year than any other time of year. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. So if you guys have any good Halloween movies to watch, let me know. Because like every day of October, I watch like a Halloween movie with Antonio when he's not at school or working. And if he is, then I just watch him by myself. So far I've watched Nightmare Before Christmas, Monster House, I watched the Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin one, and then tonight I think I want to watch The Addams Family. So I've missed a few days because today's the 6th, I believe, and I've only watched 3. Well, yeah, I've only watched 3 so far, so I've missed 2 days because tonight I'll watch one, and it's the 6th. So okay, so that transition shade is blended in, and then in the Morphe palette, I'm going to take the shade. I think I'm going to go in with Rush. It's just this brighter orange color, and just put that kind of I always start every shadow that I do in the outer corner because that's where I want them the most pigmented. And then I just blend it into wherever I want it. So this one I'm going to take from the outer corner all the way into the inner corner. Ooh, this is pretty. And then just blend, make sure that's seamless. But a trick, well, not really a trick, but a good thing to know is wherever you put your brush down first is where the most product and pigment is going to be. So, and then from there you just blend it out. So you can soften it, but so if you take like a color and you first put it like in the middle of your eyeball, like that's where the most color is going to be, so then you're going to have to blend it out from there. And usually people want the most color and like the deepest on the outer corner. So that's why I start out there. And then I'm going to go into the shade Mugshot. It's just like a deeper orange brown color. And I'm just gonna focus that on the outer corner. And then, so this color I'm going to use my finger with because I want it to be like the most pigmented. I want it to be like my all over lid shade. It's going to be the shade Alert. It's just like a bright, it seriously looks like a little pumpkin. It's like a bright pumpkin, a little bit like deeper of a pumpkin orange. And I'm just going to put that on my lid. And then I kind of like blend it back and forth with my finger, but I like pack it down. Okay. So same with this side. I just pack it on with my finger. I always, when I touch my face, I always use my ring finger. I just find that it like has the least amount of pressure. So it's just more delicate on my skin. Okay, so that is good. Very orange, very fall, very pumpkin. Okay, so then obviously it's like a little messy. So I'm going to take just the same brush that I used earlier with like all the shades, and I'm going to go into Rush again and just kind of like blend out the outside. It's just the first lighter orange shade. I just want to make sure everything's seamless and blends so that it doesn't look messy or muddy. And see, this is why I do my makeup first, because there's like fallout. My eye makeup first is because there's fallout like on my face, and I just don't want that to mess with my face makeup. So that's why I do my eye makeup first. So I'll use little windshield wiper motions or little circles, or a mixture of the two. And then I'm going to kind of blow it out into like a little cat eye shape, just a little bit. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to use this shade, yeah, I said that right, the shade Secret, on just a little liner brush. And just kind of, honestly, it has like a reddy orange undertone. It's like a brown, it's a deep brown. But it has, like, if you can see in the light, it has like a red undertone. So I'm just gonna line my lash line with that. And then I just went ahead and kind of wiped underneath my under eye. So I'm going to go in with a moisturizer, and I just used the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. This is a little tiny travel size. It's so cute. But my skin's super dry in like the fall winter time. It's dry anyway, like I have really dry skin. Like it's super dry. So I'm going to use like more of a cream instead of like a gel formula that I usually do. Because even though I have dry skin, I don't usually like creams. This is the only face cream that I found that I actually like. So this is the one I'm going to stick with. And Drunk Elephant it's a pretty bougie skincare line. It's pretty expensive, but it's so worth it. If there's one thing that I found that I would like prefer to invest in, it's like skincare. Because if your skin looks good, then your makeup looks good. So don't mind this right there, because that does not look good. So I'm just going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundation, because that's my favorite. It's like $8 from the drugstore, and it's so good. It's so good. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Sorry, I'm gonna close it. And so I just put some on the back of my hand. I just dab my beauty blender in there, and then just go in. And this, I love this because it just makes my skin look so fresh, but it has good coverage. It doesn't have like full coverage, but it probably has like a medium coverage, and I really, really love it. Let's cover these little guys. And with like beauty sponges, you want to bounce. You want to bounce it so it like gets into the skin. A lot of people like wipe, and then that just like wipes the product away. So you want to be a little bouncy. You want to bounce. Sometimes if I have too much product in an area, I'll wipe, but that just like wipes it away. So for the most part, you want to be bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. And for concealer, I'm just going to be using my Shape Tape again. And this is like super full coverage, so you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit there, and then I'm just going to cover up that little guy. And that one. Okay. So then I just take my beauty blender again, and just kind of buff that in. Just bounce, bounce, bounce. So doing your foundation after your eyes, you can kind of like mess up your eyes a little bit if you get the foundation like in your eye area. So then all you just have to do is take like the brush that you've been using and just kind of blend it out a little bit, and it'll fix it right up. So then I'm going to be taking my pressed powder. I just use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder in the shade Warm Light. This one's so good. It's a dupe for like the MAC mineralized one, I believe. I've never used the MAC one, so I can't tell you for sure. But that's what I've heard all over YouTube. So, but it's super good. It's just so finely milled, and it's such a beautiful powder. So, and it just sets my face super good all day, and I love it. So I just take my fluffy brush, put it in the powder, and I'm just gonna set my under eyes. And with this foundation, I don't really need to set my whole face, but just because I have dry skin. So, but I'm just gonna put the leftover just kind of all over. Okay, and then next I do my bronzer. So I'm going to be using my Nars bronzer in the shade Laguna. This one is so good. It's like a cult favorite. Everyone loves it, and it's not hard to see why. It's just beautiful. It's like the perfect combination of like warm and cool toned. I could like contour with it, or I could just like bronze up my face. And today, I'm just gonna be bronzy. I don't want to contour. So, but it's Nars bronzer in the shade Laguna. So I just take my bronzing brush and I just start kind of in the hollows of my cheeks. And then the temples, forehead. And you can also use this brush to like contour with. You just like pinch it and then you can contour, but I just want to be bronzy. It's like the perfect, it's like, it's not matte. It definitely has some shimmer in it. So it's a little bit more of a glowy bronzer, but you can use it to contour. And just create those little shadows. Especially in the winter time when we're all super pale. Okay, and then for blush, I couldn't decide. So one of my favorite blushes from the drugstore are the Burt's Bees blushes. They have 3 shades. They have Bare Peach, Toasted Cinnamon, and then they have Shy Pink. And this one in Bare Peach is like orange. It's peachy, but it goes really well with this eye look because it's like orangey. And then Toasted Cinnamon is also really great for this look because it is like a nude orangey warm. So I couldn't decide. I feel like I'm leaning more towards Toasted Cinnamon, but this one would be like perky and cute, and this one would just be like fall and warm, and maybe we'll mix them. We're gonna mix them. So first I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of Shy Pink, Bare Peach, just a little bit of Bare Peach. And these blushes have just like a tiny sheen. Like they're not matte, but they're not like shimmery. They won't like emphasize texture. They're just the most beautiful blushes in the whole drugstore, besides Essence. Burt's Bees and Essence has like my favorite drugstore blushes, and Essence has them for like $3. So I think these ones are around like 8 or 9. So I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of Bare Peach all over with just a stippling brush. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but it just has like a little, it's like a barely there sheen. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'm gonna take Toasted Cinnamon and put that over top. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, you really don't need to dip in this many times. I just am like barely touching it. So if you like want to get in there, you totally can. I just don't want to be looking crazy. Okay. And then if you like go too crazy on the blush, you can always take like your translucent powder brush and just kind of blend out the edges. Okay, and then for my highlight, I always don't know what to do in this situation because you're not supposed to do liquid after powder. You're not. It's like a rule. You just don't. Because then it gets all cakey and it's weird and it's just not a thing. You just don't do it. But I want to use a liquid highlighter, and I do my highlighter last in my makeup step, like before my lip. So I'm gonna break some rules today, and I don't know how well it's gonna go. So we're gonna do this together. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger. Actually, I don't know why I put that on my middle finger. I do it on my ring finger. And then I just turn towards like whatever light source I have and just see where the light naturally kind of hits it. And then put it on there and then blend it out with my pinky. Okay, so that's, that was kind of a mistake, but it's okay. Yeah, it's kind of taking off the foundation underneath, but that's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm not upset at all. I'm a little upset. So I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit with a beauty blender. Oh, it's so pretty though. So this is the Makeup Revolution Luminous Gold Liquid Highlighter. So it's a liquid highlighter in Luminous Gold. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my nose. That seriously is like my favorite place to highlight, is like the tip of people's nose. And down the bridge. I just think it's so cute. Little people's little noses. So cute. Okay. So there's that. So I'm going to go back to do like the underneath my eye. So I'm going to go back into the Ring the Alarm palette. I'm just going to take this smudgy brush from Sonia Kashuk and go into Rush, which is the light orange shade. And just smudge that underneath. And then on the outer corners, I always like drag them out so that they meet, so that they match. Okay. And then so for the deeper colors, I take a smaller brush. So I just take like this little smudgy liner brush. And then I'm going to go into Mugshot. The lighter colors, like I smudge out a little bit more. And then the deeper colors I keep closer to my lash line. So Mugshot was the deepest orange that we went into. And I'm just going to keep that right on the outer third of my eye. And drag that out to meet the outer corner. And then for the one that we put on with our finger, I'm going to use that same brush, wipe it off a little bit, and then it's called Alert. Just this orange shade. I don't know how to do this. This one. I'm going to put that on the middle third of my eye. Just so it kind of mimics my top lid. And then it's a little harsh for me. So I'm going to take that smudgy brush and kind of smudge it out a little bit. Just blow it out a tiny bit. Okay. So then for mascara, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise in the shade Blackest Black. Okay, so I just put my mascara on. It is crazy to me the difference that mascara can make to a look. Like, look at how different that looks. It's so good. So then for brows, I'm just going to be using my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown. And it's just a brow gel. just puts them where they're supposed to be. And this one's tinted brown. So I like the look of like fuller brows. I don't like super like defined like black. I just like naturally fluffy like your brows. So that's why I like gel, is because it doesn't like, you don't take a pencil and like redo them. You don't, like pencils are good to like fill them in if you have like really bald spots. But I have like pretty full brows. Sometimes I get little tiny bald spots, which I'm sure they're in there, but I just like naturally like brow gelled, just full brows. So I'm going to put some chapstick on. And then for my lipstick today, it is from ColourPop. It is an Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Dreamy. It's a Kathleen Lights and ColourPop collab color. And in here, it does not really look like it's going to turn out as orange as it does. When I first put it on, I was like, oh, but it's super pretty, especially like with this type of look. So these ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips, they don't dry down like a matte lip, so they keep kind of like a little bit emollient, so they don't dry out your lips. They're super comfortable, and I love them. But this is the look that I wore last night to the pumpkin patch, and I thought that it was super fall, it was super cozy, and I just love it. Today's a little bit overcast, so I'm in a hoodie, and it's just a chill Saturday, so it's just a fall day, and the leaves are changing color outside on my trees, and it's just so cozy. So I love fall, and I love this look. I actually was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. I used to not like warm tones, but I'm loving them. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. And send me your movie, like your Halloween movie, like your favorite ones, because I really want to watch them. Thank you. Bye. But it's super pretty, especially like with this type of look. I have a snarl. Ow! Ow! Okay.